afternoon. My name is Jacqueline Rivers, and I'm here to present to you my capstone presentation. My action research was effects of quality technology coaching on classroom and instruction. And all of my information in my research was conducted at Pinecrest Elementary School in Silicago. As you can see, Pinecrest Elementary School is, our race ethnicity as African American is 40%, and Caucasian and others are 60%. Our male and female is 53% and male is 47%. So we are almost even, both race and ethnicity and student population. In our school, we have approximately 500 students. 65% of them qualify for free and reduced lunch, which makes us or qualifies us to be a Title I school. We have 26 grade level teachers. 12 are special area teachers, and those special areas include special education, music, PE, art, library, and enrichment. We have a principal, an assistant principal, and one guidance counselor. So this is the context of our school. For the research, I looked at three main areas of how does technology coaching or quality coaching affect instruction? How does the technology impact classroom instruction? And the three main areas that I looked at were the best practices in quality professional development, technology integration barriers, and technology coaches. With the quality professional development, most of the research suggested to do a needs assessment first, look at what the teachers need in order to be successful with implementing the technology, and then also to come up with a backwards design plan. That means to look at what do we want our students to be able to accomplish? What do we want the end result to be? And based on that information, provide training and provide support to those teachers to make sure that that happens. That has been one thing that we in our system have, especially here at Pinecrest, that we try to do is we look at what the end results, what do we want the end results to be, and then based on that we provide the teachers the training that they need to meet those goals. The second part of the research was integration barriers. That includes the comfort level of a teacher with the technology, the school leadership, how much do they support integrating technology, and then the knowledge of integration. How much information or how experienced are the teachers with using technology, or even the technology coach, how experienced are they at implementing the technology programs, and what trainings have they been a part of to successfully implement it to the current teachers. Comfort level is always an issue with schools, and our school specifically. We have a lot of teachers that have been teaching for 15, 20 years. We even have some that have been teaching for more than 25 years. Those teachers are not as comfortable with using technology. Research shows that the comfort level of a teacher in using the technology will significantly impact how much or how often they expect their students to use it. Another issue is the school leadership. If you have an administrator who is 100% on board with implementing the technology, the results of integrating the technology will be better. Research was also showing that the administrators who are comfortable with using the technology, they also try to incorporate it more with the teachers, and then they want to see that incorporated more with students. The knowledge of integration, again, that goes back to just how much information or how comfortable the technology coach is with implementing it to the classroom. Technology coaches, research shows that using the SAMR model, the substitution, augmentation, modification, and redefinition, using that model of integrating technology is one of the easiest and most easily understood for teachers, showing them how you could take using technology from just instead of writing on pencil and paper your research to typing it. That would just be substituting it, all the way up to the redefinition of where you were making it a global project, where you were collaborating with another classroom around the world. Showing teachers how to integrate technology and how to make it a little bit more challenging for the students. Reflecting on their work, teachers taking a step back after a lesson, looking at how did that lesson go? Was it successful? What did the students learn? What were the outcomes of it? What could have been done differently to make it more easily accessible for the kids? Always looking back and reflecting on your research, on your actual lesson, research is showing that that will help improve the next lesson. The third area of technology coaches is including it as real life learning. How do technology coaches, how they can help teachers look at the lesson that they created and make it impactful, make it based on real life events, making it real to them, whether it's participating in a virtual field trip or researching and collaborating through Skype or through another online program with a student in another country to learn more about that country, almost like being a pen pal but doing it through video conferencing. Allowing the students to collaborate together to work on projects. When a technology coach is able to come into a classroom and help implement those types of procedures and lessons, then the lesson becomes more real to that student. Research shows that technology coaches have a high impact on that, that having another set of hands or another set of eyes to help bridge that lesson together is what makes integrating the technology more successful. So for my research, the problem statement was looking at a technology survey. Every fall we participate in the Transform 2020 survey. It's done every year. It helps our school to build our state technology plan. And based on this information, the top area of concern from our teachers was they want to know more about how to plan and implement authentic learning activities. How do I make it real? How do I make a connection between what I'm learning in the classroom and what happens in real life? How do I bridge that together? So you can see overwhelmingly we had 84% of our teachers wanting to know more about that type of activity. So I took that and I created my action research around it. So I provided a training. I invited all teachers, all of the certified teachers in our school, to come to a one-time training session on how to use Pear Deck. And Pear Deck is an online presentation where you can incorporate questions, you can incorporate collaboration activities in your presentation, and it allows students to work together on this presentation. So the teachers learned how to create one. We actually created a simple lesson in class during that training session. So all 26 teachers were invited, and all the 12 special area teachers were invited, along with the principal, assistant principal, and the guidance counselor. So everybody was invited to attend. The majority of our teachers did attend, or either they came to a makeup session for that class. After the training, along with the principal, she and I sat together and discussed, I wanted to invite 4 teachers to participate in a coaching session. During the coaching session, I used my coaching planning form, and I sat down with these 4 teachers. The plan was to sit down with these 4 teachers and to look at how can I take the Pear Deck activity that you learned about and how can we implement it into a lesson that you already have planned for their classroom. 4 of the teachers agreed originally to participate. 2 of the teachers had 25 plus years of teaching. 2 of the teachers were brand new teachers within 2 years of teaching experience. One of them had only had 1 year teaching experience. So vast difference in ages, a vast difference in experience and knowledge on how to use technology. In the end, only 1 teacher actually participated in the coaching. One of the first year teachers, she informed me that she was comfortable with using the technology and she did not need any help. And she removed herself from the coaching session. The other teacher, we attempted to meet on a couple times. She was never really accepting to using the Pear Deck. She was not comfortable with that. She had another program that she was more comfortable with using, and she pulled herself out of it as well. The third teacher, one of the teachers with the 25 plus years of experience, told me that she did not like the program and she was not willing to learn something new. She was getting ready to retire and she was done with it. The fourth teacher, another teacher who had 25 plus years of experience, was eager to learn something new. We planned the lesson together. We sat and talked for about 30 minutes, going through the form, planning the lesson, actually creating the Pear Deck together so that we could make sure that we had everything that she wanted, plus everything that was required for the actual Pear Deck activity itself. Together, we collaborated and we co-taught the lesson. She provided the instructional part of it. I provided the technology part of it. We rotated through the room. We provided one-on-one instruction with students as needed. The students collaborated. The students had fun with it. They all came back later and said that they wanted to do more activities like that, and they wish their other teachers would do something like that as well. At the end of the training, the next day, we again sat down for about 30 minutes and reflected on the lesson. She shared with me how she had never seen her students come to life that much with the activities that she's done in the classroom, and she was very thankful and very appreciative of the way that the lesson turned out. We ended up planning another lesson, and she was able to implement it on her own in the classroom. Since then, she's done several different activities using the Pear Deck presentation and has enjoyed it every time that she's done it. She's made it a little bit more challenging every time that she's created a lesson. I learned through this process that you are not always, as a technology coach, you are not always able to go in and change the mentality of all the teachers. It's like the same phrase, you can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make them drink. You know, I can provide the information to the teachers, they just have to be willing to accept it and to try it. If the teachers would be willing to try something, they may be more acceptable to you trying a different program or learning something else new. The one teacher that did participate in the lesson, her perception on all this changed. She is completely 100% on board with incorporating technology into her lessons. She is 100% with wanting me to help provide her other outlets that she can possibly use, other resources that she can use, so that she can also incorporate those in her lessons as well. She's 25 plus years of teaching experience, and she's never had a desire to do that before. So I'm thankful for one perception that has changed. The other teachers, I'm planning this next school year to go back and to try to incorporate different activities that they might be interested in learning about. My plans are to ask the teachers, what are some programs that you have heard about that you want to know more about, and maybe I can turn around and go back and help them create lessons and help them to create activities and collaborative projects that they can incorporate using those different projects. As a coach, the research also says that you are not to go in and evaluate them. You are simply to go in and to help them, show them how they can make their lessons better, help incorporate new technologies, be like a co-teacher with them, not necessarily one who's coming in and saying, well, you did it wrong, this is how you should have done it. Research always is going back to being more of a co-teacher. How can I help you improve your lessons? So in summary, again, the teachers, we need to find out what they need. What are their requests? Where are areas that we can help them improve their instruction? How can we make it easier for them? Even when asked to coach, not all are willing. Again, that goes back to three of my teachers who chose to pull themselves from the activity. We must hold them accountable. That comes back to administration. You know, as a technology coach, I can go back with my administration and share with them my results. And when I did, the administrator realized that she did not do her part in helping to hold those teachers accountable as well. When a teacher is evaluated, you can check mark a box to say that they included technology, but in the past, there has not been a method of holding them accountable together. The administration and I are going to come up with a plan to figure out a better way to do that, because technology is here. We have new state standards now on incorporating technology even as young as kindergarten. So at our school level, we need to make sure that the students are knowledgeable and they are familiar with all types of technology so that when they reach the middle school and the high school and even post-secondary levels, they are comfortable enough with using it and to pursue a career in that area. We are going to continue with technology-based activities and technology-based professional development. My administration has been so helpful with trying to figure out a better way to provide trainings and provide instruction on these different activities for our teachers, because it is important. It is very important to include it. Again, in future, we are going to continue looking at different project-based learning activities for our students. And this is a list of my references and the standards that were a part of this activity. The second part of my presentation is my financial management plan. And looking at that, we looked at the technology component of our financial management plan. If we're going to provide all this training for teachers, if we're going to provide and offer the technology resources for our students, how do we fund that? So based on that information, I created a plan. How to successfully implement a technology plan. So we need to make sure that we increase access to our educational technologies. That would be the tools to access comprehensive, viable infrastructure and when and where we need it. So not only do we need to have the tools, we need to be able to have the viable infrastructure. Just because we have computers or iPads or devices that will connect, we got to make sure that the connection will work. That has been an issue at our school. Thankfully, in the last year, that has been updated. So that has helped our school system tremendously. Equitable access to current digital tools. In our school, all of our school students have access to one-to-one student Chromebook. Our system took the textbook funds that we would use to buy textbooks with, and they purchased Chromebooks. These Chromebooks stay with the students from year to year to help them learn management of how to take care of a device. And that computer travels with them as long as they are in that building. When they transfer from our school and graduate up to the middle school, they get a new computer, a different computer there. And then again, to update the infrastructure to allow effective use of those tools. Funding. Funding comes from a multiple points. We have title money that we help to pay with funding. We have the EGAP money that will come to help pay for the funding. We also have grants and foundation grants that we have that help to pay for the different components of our plans. For our goals for the next year, our students will be able to use a digital tool and help collaborate to use that tool to display mastery based on their level. Not all students are at the same level academically, same way that they are using digital tools. We want to make sure that they are able to do it to the best of their ability. Our teachers are going to continue to participate in professional learning experiences. They're going to continue to use technology themselves and help students use them to meet the academic course of study units. Our administration will continue to provide technology planning opportunities. They will continue to provide digital tools, and they themselves will use it as an effective leader in our school. Our district technology coordinator will provide equitable access to the current digital tools and again update the infrastructure to meet those needs of those tools. Excuse me. Resources to achieve will come from administration, central office, to provide the funding and to provide training opportunities, and then our trainings will be conducted here at our school by me and our administration. Most of our trainings are held after school or during their planning time, one time a month. During the day seems to work best. Most teachers are extremely busy with personal issues or other commitments, so after-school workshops are not as frequent. We like to try to provide them during the workday. And then these are the standards that will showcase that. I thank you for your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask.